Welcome, everybody. Welcome to BeoTalk number 369.
Ooh.
Hope everybody's having a good day because it's Sunday.
It's exactly that.
And apparently we're 100 years old now.
Mm-hmm. I guess it was last week was happy early birthday, and this is a happy belated birthday to BNO.
Yeah, well, they couldn't time it to fall on a Sunday, right? 100 years ago. I blame them.
Should have been November 16th. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to head south.
What are we doing? We're doing some shilling.
We'll do the shillings.
Oh, and it's back again to normal. Weird. Anyway, go buy something at Skinny Play. Use the promo code for 10% off because that way you can get into the festivities with like the nativity scenes or.
That's right. Get your ugly t-shirt, ugly sweater, A9 cover.
Yeah, I mean, you can still get Willie's face on this one.
Oh Christ, yeah, that's true. Don't do it. Don't do it.
If you really want to stare at us for longer than you should.
That's it.
Then we have our sort of super chat version, which is buy Willie a coffee, but it's buymeacoffee.com/BeoWillie. And you're going to need coffee when you're here because we'll be doing stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'm more than ready for it. So.
And we have our friends over at the Greeno Studios that also make covers. I really love this cat cover.
Yeah, that is funny.
It's fucking fabulous. Also use the link for that. It's also in the description. You get 10% off, which is a very good deal. And it works also on the aluminium covers and stuff like that. So, nice. Yeah, good stuff. Beyond that, join our Discord if you haven't yet already, because we had a little giveaway for the 100-year anniversary. Thanks to Bang & Olufsen to Horst in Utrecht.
Nice.
And stuff will be sent to all 4 winners, because we even had space for 4 winners. So
nice.
Yeah, that's all good. Let's see. Can I make people jealous by what they missed out? Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
You could have won some Christmas ornaments.
Could have, would have, should
have. Sweet. Congrats, Kabis, with your purchase.
Nice.
Christmas covers for the shape, 50s and level.
It's going to be very Christmassy at Kabis's house.
Yeah. You could have won some Christmas ornaments, an iPhone 16 case with a wallet, B&O branded, obviously, because what else?
Exactly.
You could have smelled like B&O. Anders won that one.
I wonder if it's a scent of Factory 5.
Like the slight whiff of shaved aluminum.
Aluminium, yeah, the oil and the lubricant and the shavings.
And the 100-year bottle, this went to the captain. The captain proved that he was a very long time attentive listener.
Or a listener, yeah.
Because the answers to the questions were interesting.
I know, I was reading through it. I was so busy this week, man, it wasn't even funny. So, but yeah, it was when I opened the Discord, it was just an explosion of texts and stuff. And I'm like, wow.
Jabba says it's Jeff Sweat, the candlesticks.
So yeah, that's it.
No, it was interesting. A lot of people still don't know that your favorite film is Deepwater Horizon.
It's not funny that that's also my test. Like, that's a good test when that well gives out, man. It's a very good test for surround, the bass, and all that nonsense, because there's a lot of shit going on at the same time. Very good movie. So yeah, now you know. Now you know.
Maybe we'll do it again next year or something, and you should know because I may ask it again.
But yeah, they are pretty tough questions, I guess, if you haven't watched all the episodes, right? Because they're not discussed on every episode, especially like
Well,
the
they're also
movies.
not
But
all about us.
no, no. So yeah, it's paid out to watch, or paid off, I guess.
Yeah. So if you want to say thank you to the to my opinion the best dealer in the world, go to Bang & Olufsen to Horst on his Instagram and give him a follow.
Do it.
Also, links and stuff for him are down in the description. What the? Now it's below us again. What the hell?
That's so weird. I don't know how this is happening. Got some weird preset going on, bro.
Yeah, but I do the same thing over and over.
I don't know. Guess
Oh,
that's what
well.
you get with the free software. Free's not always great.
So strange.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. Anyway, how was your week?
It was pretty hard. This one was the toughest week we've had in the Apple Store by a long shot. And these were the largest shades I had ever had displeasure, I would say, to install. Because the window levels were fucked up, man. They're fucked up. We did 2 shades in one day. And they were
out of
they
plumb?
were oh, it was just a disaster, and you can't really drill into things because there's mullion metal, right? So it bounces the screw and the whole thing starts bowing out. It was a shit show. So it had to cut the screws to sizes and blah 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 blah. And yeah, shimming. Then you put this thing, and the shades were, I think the shortest one was 14 feet.
That's tall.
14, yeah, well, no, 14 feet wide.
Oh,
and
shit.
I think the windows are 26 feet. So
Wow.
it was heavy as fuck, man. I think one shade was about 50 kilos, easy. And they had carbon fiber tubes. It wasn't even aluminum like normal Lutron, because Apple, right? Like they fucking don't spare a dime. But yeah, it was that was the most finickiest and most depressing thing to do, because you put it up, it's installed, right? Then you lower the shade all the way down, and you know it runs away by, let's say, 4 mils on the bottom. So you have to shim the whole thing, or you fabric shim the roll, whichever one works better. But yeah, it was a disaster. And other than that, I dropped my car off to get my timing chain replaced. So that's where the grill money now went again.
Yes.
But I can't afford to lose my car, so I'm going to do what needs to get done.
Can't you by now order your own driver? Have you driven around in a Bentley?
Oh yeah, in a Bentley, fuck, with my Milwaukee, with the tools in the back.
Step out, shades on, cigar. I'm here.
I'm here. You know what? Today I went out to Home Depot and bought myself a new little tool, which is a Milwaukee high-speed precision blower.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been waiting for this for so long. I've been dying to open the box. I was waiting for the podcast. So there goes the seal. Let's see this.
Does it smell like Wisconsin?
It smells like high quality tools. Fuck, these are big nozzles. Look at that. And then we got the tool itself. It's actually pretty big, I have to say.
And that's for soldering or paint stripping or both? Or
no, this is it's got a filter on it. You know what it's for, really? It's for my drivers on the speakers to clean up.
Okay.
And also for Lego.
To blow the dust off.
To blow the dust off of it. I like it. Let's see. Oh,
users.
That works fucking great. The bright light on it too. It's fucking high beams.
Little residual cat hair flying out.
Oh yeah, this definitely will move everything. It's insane. It's got a little tool holder. Sweet. Bits there. Shut up. Very nice. Very nice. Very impressive. And then a little hokey hook, which I'm gonna use. But yeah, that I've been waiting for so long. So guess what? After the podcast is gonna happen, we're gonna see how long this battery lasts. If it can go through all my Lego at once, or do I have to swap it?
The big, was it 6 amp battery on my leaf blower lasts like 40 minutes or something like that.
Oh yeah, I know that'll last for sure.
So that little one should probably last quite a lot longer.
Mm-hmm. Well, I also got like the big juicer battery here. The fucking
Was it the 12?
12.0, yeah, high demand. But then it's like it's just heavy, right? Like it almost looks like a toy.
Those batteries are
extremely expensive.
Yeah, they're like 280 bucks.
Yeah. Well, it depends. Yeah, US, they're like, yeah, I would say they float around 300. You can get them on sale in Home Depot every now and then. But yeah.
Yeah, this is the quality content.
This is the quality content. Well, don't tell me any guys that you don't get excited over tools when you get some new tools. Come on. Ooh, it's got ambidextrous lock roller. Oh, and then it's got the little adjustment for the blowies. So from 1 to 3. Very nice. Very nice.
So you can also like clean your drywall saw now with air.
Well, I'm gonna be cleaning a lot of shit because a lot of ceiling drilling has been happening lately, and it gets into the chuck and sucks into the ports and blah blah blah. But I do need to buy me a new drill because that's the M12 that I got. It's been 12 years now, and I think it's half baked and half cooked.
Well, if you take it to a job site, if you're drilling stuff above your head, right, you can at least blow yourself off before getting in the car.
Yeah, because and there is a lot of that going on in anywhere we do stuff because you always have motion sensors you gotta do or whatever else. So yeah, it is my new girlfriend for sure. She blows good. So she definitely blows good. I'm very impressed by this tool. So we'll see. The only thing that sucks, you can't really do the Lego flowers with it because they put the loose bricks as dirt, so that shit just gonna go everywhere. So yeah. But yeah. It's sad because I have so many tools now that I'm basically ran out of things to buy. This was like I honestly had been waiting for them to release something like that because it's so expensive to buy these little dust off cans.
Yes.
And it's just stupid.
There's also generally oil and stuff in there that you may not want on everything.
Yeah, so this, it's got the filter on it and everything else. So I wonder, oh yeah, very easy to remove.
Then you can use it to blow out the filter.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a perpetual machine itself. But yeah, I like it. I've been waiting for that for a long time. I think my next one on the list will be M18, the vacuum, because my old timer is just so loud. It's so loud compared to the new ones.
Yeah, I mean, since we're on Milwaukee, I use my little vacuum to vacuum out the AC water line.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it literally fits right in there, right? Like, and you can make it a vacuum, as in a literal vacuum, and you can get all the gunk out, and it's like, oh, nice.
I don't know. They're good tools. They last a long time. And, once you get into it heavily, I guess the nice thing is that the batteries are cross-compatible with everything.
Yeah. Speaking of tools and dust, what would you recommend to dedust B&O drivers?
Not full tilt, but yes, that's what I normally would do is to blow this, like especially inside the 18 tweeters type of thing.
Yeah.
And They also, all the tweeters have a little cork button on them, right? So you can't really push the bubble in.
I wouldn't try that too much if I was any
But
of you.
yeah, don't do that. I know because I've come across a couple blown tweeters that I'm like, okay, let's push this. Let's see what
Yeah.
happens.
I mean, either that, a microfiber cloth, either dry or ever so slightly damp.
However, microfiber cloth is probably one of the worst ideas you can do for BioLab 18 grills, wood grills.
Yes.
It's no good, no bueno. It snags on the micro, especially like on my walnut stuff. I've ran it once and like fuck me. It took me. I had to go with the lint roller to try to get all the fibers out, and yeah, it created more work than it did any good.
Yeah.
So
Another thing you can do is go to a hardware store and buy one of those super soft brushes.
yes,
But anything rougher than that, I wouldn't recommend.
I would even a hardware store. I think yeah, the best ones that I had ever used were actually paintbrushes bought from a craft store.
Yeah.
Because then you can actually go into like these super fine fibers and such, and that's I've always carried. I don't know, it's somewhere in my van, but I have a brush that is specifically just for doing exactly that, cleaning the edges of the bottom of the display on the TVs, because that's where the crud always gets into the tweeters, the woofers, right?
Yeah.
First you blow the dust off, and then you just start with the brush. And also like the old BV 740s or 755s with those two fans on the bottom that literally look like there's seaweed stuck to them at some point of time. So those, don't blow them in, vacuum them first, and then blow inside, and you'll see shit coming off these little vent hole ports at the top of the panel.
If you haven't
Recommended
done
and
it in a
web
few
track.
years, it's going to be disgusting no matter what you do.
Yeah.
You think
It's
your
just
house
what
is
it is.
clean, but it really isn't.
No, and these fans, they suck up this microdust relentlessly. So, but yeah, as far as I guess now on the topic of cleaning, I also use lens cleaner. We call it BioJuice because we used to have a company that we bought like this uh, screen cleaning liquid, right? But they labeled it with Bang& Olufsen, Stephen Avenue from Calgary at the time, right? And it came with a little microfiber cloth of a very good quality, actually. And I've not used anything else since then to clean the aluminium on my Lab 18s. Like I take the grills off so you don't have that goofy line of where the cleaner didn't get type of thing.
Hmm.
Plus, I don't want to spray it on the wood. And you can get them so clean that when you run the back of your finger on the aluminium, you know how it skips when it's brand new out of the box, like just it purrs on you. That's exactly what you can get them. How clean you can get them.
Don't use Windex or anything like that.
Oh
Or
God, no! Don't use any of that. Don't even use like Nivea with soaps that have like lotion built in them and whatnot. That's bad because that's also grease and shit. So I usually just use maybe a little bit of detergent and in a light solution, and that's it. But most
yeah,
of the time it's just a damp rag to take off the big chunks of dust from specifically floor stands, right?
yes,
And then I hit them with that fucking BO juice or screen cleaner and a microfiber cloth, and you can really get it to the way that it came out from the anodizing bath, for God's sakes. Like you can really get it clean. So, and I do it maybe once every 2 months. I usually just vacuum, or now I'm just gonna blow the shit off of it. But this also comes handy to servicing the 9000s because I'm not gonna. I still want to just, you know what I mean? It's just dying on the trigger. So yeah, that's it. For LG screens, I also use the screen cleaner, but be very careful. Don't push on it. Obviously,
yeah. I
I
have
also tend to do it when it's off.
always went
Yeah.
off, just in case water gets somewhere it shouldn't. I have a blue microfiber cloth or two of them that's made for glass,
Hmm.
and I just like ever so slightly wet them. And if you then go in the same direction all the time, you don't really need it. Even for like, I don't know, fingerprints, you don't really need detergent,
Mm.
especially if it's a clean microfiber cloth, right? Like,
Yes. Also, I clean my microfiber cloths now. I just put them in a bath, in a load, a laundry load,
Yeah.
but with nothing else. So I have enough of them that gather up that if I throw them, it's equivalent to 6 pairs of socks, I guess, that you're doing. It's a light load, but you know what? That way, there's no lint transfer from other clothes and shit into it. And yeah, but I use the smooth microfiber ones. I don't use the ones with the little hair on them because they do tend to clump up over time, especially in the dryer. So yeah, that is for the cleaning. The only thing that I do wish, as far as the cleaning is concerned, is to be able to disable the bloody interface on the top of the theater, not just the lights, just completely nuke it, right? In the app, not through the override and the USB stick, because that's silly to me that it just has to happen that way.
Yeah, because then you have to factory reset it if you need it again.
Hmm. And that's no joke when you have a whole bunch of speakers and listening presets set up and whatever. Like
Yeah,
it's a
it's not
different
fun.
story when they, I guess they consider the fact that you may have, like the default BeoSound Theater user, which is either they start with standalone or they already have, let's say, a pair of 18s maybe, right? And they move them to the front, buy the Lab 8s later. But it doesn't matter. Like if you have to factory reset the bloody thing, like just to reset up all this shit from pairing the speakers back, assigning the roles and this and that, it's not fun. And I have to do it. I have to do it this week because I've been listening to some music. I'm like, this shit sounds off, man. I don't know if it's just the amalgamation of different software updates that come in and they mess with some of the sound design, I guess. I don't know what's going on, but maybe it's because it was so cluttered here when my girlfriend was here because there was more clothes and such that it absorbed the the the,
Yes.
the acoustic reverb more than what it is now. So I'm gonna have to run the mic again, Collis, and that's gonna be fun. But at least I don't have as many speakers as you do. So
Yeah, well, I'm gonna run it at least once again, and then just manually copy it because, like, I
at
just need
least that's
to.
great that you can do that compared to like the Avance, right? Where you had
Yeah.
to redo, and redo. So yeah, copy and paste is good.
I mean, did I update software? I'm pretty
Do
sure.
you
And
find that if you copy, let's say you have all your 50s and 17s as you one measurement, right?
hmm,
And then you just disable the 17s. Do you find that acoustically it sounds better when you just do a microphone calibration run with just 450s without the extras that are deleted? Because I always find there's a bit of a difference in sound. If
I
you
would
modify
say so.
if you modify the copied to delete the speakers that now you don't want to use in that scenario. But is it just me in my head and placebo because now you deleted the sound that you would normally perceive coming from those locations, right? So I don't know, but I find it's really it's a funky playtime with especially with the 90s to get them sound. I don't know, maybe I'm so used to the theater by itself before I got the 90s back up, right? And I remember the 90s to sound like what they sounded like on the Avant, which is a completely different sound comparatively. If you even
Yes.
compare the Lap 5s to Avant playing through them on a Deezer, let's say, versus Lap 5s being played through BeoConnect Core or Theater, two different sounds of that speaker.
Yeah, I mean, for every listening position, the first time around, I do it for everything individually,
Mm,
and it does change a bit. I feel the 17s with the theater listening position, for instance, does more bass that way
hmm
than deleting the 50s. Uh, Also, it's a bit of like weird room compensation magic, right? Like sometimes for whatever reason, be it air density or all that sort of shit, right? Like ever so often you just have a weird measurement without changing anything.
hmm Do you put your microphone logo out and leave the room?
No, actually, I do stand. I don't know, 4 meters away. Like I'm sort of out of the listening field.
Mm. I usually try to stand not impeding into direct line of sight from the microphone to the speaker. regardless.
Yeah, but I can barely do that, right? If everything is whooped.
Yeah. But with the 50s, I literally leave the room. Or me with the 90s, they're so fucking loud, man, when those mics are going. Jesus Christ. Compared
Yeah.
to what the theater does, compared to what the Avant used to do, like the whoop, whoop, like really, really quiet, like, oh, don't, Jesus Christ, like, what are we in a night vision mode? And yeah, the 90s, they definitely scream their shit out. So they measure properly, I guess.
I mean, also when you combine 50s or 90s with the theater, you're sort of weirdly dependent on how both filters interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, the 90s and or 50s, you measure them at more places.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of does its thing, and then the theater goes, no, we all sound like Mozart now, which is in a way good, but like you're sort of hoping that there's not some weird bass boost thing going on somewhere.
Yeah, when I was doing the calibration the first time, I would measure the 90s. Like I would set my locations, I would mark them with the tape per se, right? So on the chair, it's given, right? Because the chair doesn't, well, it moves, but it doesn't move. Like it's just this is how I sit. Put the goddamn microphone there, run the 90s calibration on that, and put the microphone from the theater in that same position, and run the calibration again. Now I don't know if there's an impact of some sorts when the microphone is at the level of my head, which is essentially like around, let's say here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there is certain rebound from the leather of the chair. And it kind of matters, I'm sure, because fucking 90s are so precise and so are the 50s that these things, I'm sure they're compensated for within the acoustics and the filters. And maybe then because the microphone from the theater sticks above the bloody chair's backrest or headrest, maybe it measures it differently, because I also want to measure the 18 behind, right?
Well, not just
Maybe
that,
I
right?
just
Like
shouldn't.
if it's behind a headrest, it doesn't really fully capture whatever is reflecting off
Exactly.
the wall behind you.
Yes. So
I mean, it's sort of like doing this with your ears, right? Like it just sounds different.
hmm I wonder how many people, if you can run the poll, how many people do tow in their BioLab 18s in their surround or regular scenario? I'm just curious because I always tow mine in, and "Ooh, why would you do them? Like, you know that yeah, I understand, but acoustics are always acoustics, right? So I wonder how many more people are like me, and then they just do that, because even with the acoustic lens, I think still the strongest field of radiation is directly, projecting straight out of the speaker, right?
Yeah, but, I mean,
In a way, I guess, but acoustic lens is really different. But I even towed in my 90s because they should be towed in for the narrow position, 100%. You
it
can't have
should.
them firing straight, and then like the filters may compensate for the nonsense of you having them the way that you want them looking like, instead of having them the best way they can sound.
I think should be is doing a lot of heavy lifting there, right? Like if your primary concern is narrow listening, single point listening, then yes. But if I don't know, you have 90s and you kind of just use them for an amalgamation of everything, like films or movies or that sort of thing, mostly, right? And you have a wider couch. I don't think they need to be necessarily towed in. I mean, same with 50s, right? If your primary thing is to have as wide a soundstage as possible, just
Keep them straight, yes.
yeah. And they
But
can
what if you have no friends and just one chair?
sure, but that's not the usual, right? Most people that
No, it's not. No, it's not.
most people have at least a wife.
They have a life too. Fuck. So yeah, I am a little bit different in that regard.
I mean, mine are towed in, but it's also partially because they're so far apart that
It just makes sense.
yeah. I mean, even like I have like a corner couch and a chair, right? And this 50 is behind it. So even if you sit on this chair, look towards the TV, you like it's in your peripheral vision. That's how far the 50 is away from the center.
Oh shit! So that's ways.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
ways out.
Center line to center line is 7 meters or something, or 6 meters.
Yeah, that's double what I have here.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm 3.5 from the tip of the toe of the speaker to the other toe.
Yeah.
From tip to tip.
And then I mean the ones in the back are, I guess, towed in, you could say, but one of the back ones sits like, I don't know, like 40 centimeters forward because there's a door there, right? Like if
I guess this is the view nobody really gets to see. So yeah, that's how I have them towed in on both sides to the center of the room, basically.
Yeah. So my left rear 50 is sort of facing straight forward, but my right rear 50 is towed in, but it's partially because it's like its back isn't towards a wall, its side is towards a wall.
Mm.
And it's partially because there's a door there. If I were to put it straight, it would be pointing towards the other side of the room where the kitchen is, which is like not in line where you're sitting at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I do roughly aim it, but it's a bit, they're towed in, but a bit broader than single point.
Mm-hmm.
Though at the main listening position on the couch, the distance difference between the two front ones is like 5 centimeters or so, 10 centimeters.
That's not bad.
No.
Because if I install that shape, I know it's Murphy's Law. I'll have my visas in like February or March, and then I fucking take it all down and pack it again, which is a major punishment because that shape took a long time to pack up. But yeah, the 12 time, I definitely agree with you, dude. Like I've been thinking about this for a long time. That the shape replacing those the place of the not the place of the 18s, but essentially just doing it in here as the heights.
Yeah.
I think that would make sense. But again, do I really want to fuck around, man? Like the shape is what it is. I can get the power there, but I haven't made a single hole in that wall because everything is on those 3M promissory Velcro grips, right? They work. But I don't really want to start pissing around because then I have to paint fucking wall when I'm leaving, right? And it's just an extra thing. So I promise you, once I get to Florida, the shape is gonna come out if I don't sell it. Because I just don't know, right? Like I never was a big proponent of having a TV in the bedroom. But now, since my girlfriend kind of pushed me into putting it in there, and I have enough parts for the Avant to last me another decade, really. So, do I put the shape in, or do I put the Avant back into the bedroom? Which also makes another thing that over the 3 years that I've been here, I also amalgamated or acquired rather enough equipment now that I'm kind of worried that I'll be able to fit it all back in the fucking storage locker. To move it, because the theater I didn't have before, neither the Avant, right? I sold that stuff just to make room. So now if I'm going to take the theater with me, call this like that's 6 boxes basically, or 5, and I have extra grills, whatever, extra grills for the 18s, extra grills for the 90s, and freaking there's just too much. Extra display for the Avant. Fuck. So, but I have given it a thought to do the LG, maybe a 42, but I don't think I can go to a 42 inch screen anymore. I think it's too small. You know,
Yes, unless you
I
have.
would do a 55. Like you can't go from 55 to 42 and call it okay, right? Like I went from a 32 V1 into a 55-inch Avant in the bedroom, and that was enough improvement from how far I lay from the screen. It's fucking perfect. I don't need to put extra speakers on the wall because I have the left and right plus the center in the TV, and the little dinky lap fours in the back. They do just enough for a surround in the bedroom call is. Like you don't need it too crazy. But I do have a 19 with it, so there is booming.
So just towed in. See, it's behind the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Towed in because it's quite far away. I mean, I feel if you put these straight, they would have to sit almost next to the white bit of wall.
No, I don't think so. You'd think you'd have to go that close, but I guess it's a big fuck off TV too, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's 83-inch, so
Mm. Have you considered putting them in the middle of those blue walls, or that's going to be blocked too much by the chair?
I considered it, but I like it better this way. It gives much
Mm.
more floor space.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the only one that's kind of not towed in. This the bottom right one, which is the left rear. I mean, this one just has no choice, right? If I put that straight, which way straight do I put it? Either it's blasting straight into the cabinet, or it's coming this way.
Yeah. No, that makes sense the way it's set up.
I mean, even the 17s are towed in on the top.
Mm-hmm. Well, the brackets allow for it a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting the Premiere, but I'm still in love with the Avant. I like that TV, man. It's just I hope it never dies for me. I have enough parts to keep it going, but it's not about the picture quality anymore. It's about the fact of how good it looks when it's turned off on the wall, and specifically the glass. Like no matter how you skin the cat, you can see the rippling on the LG screens. They're not perfectly smooth. The display is never perfectly smooth. Where the diamond polished glass of the Avant is fucking straight, smooth, no scratches. Looks just gorgeous. So I know that the argument makes zero sense, but at the same token, like if I'm watching anything, like I watched fucking Black Hawk Down yesterday before I passed out. Like old movies, because the new ones aren't worth my time anymore. Really, I just get into the point where you go through this Netflix nonsense. You go up, down, left, right, like a fucking Nintendo cheat code, and then you come to the fact and point to realize that well, I've been doing this for an hour and there's nothing to watch. I, for the first time, don't know how I feel about this thing being silver like that.
Yeah, it's
It
not the
looks like
standard
a
silver.
candy bar. Yeah, I know it's the Pearl Blast, right? But it still looks like a candy bar to me, like a long candy bar or a heater fan, something that cold or hot air comes out of.
Yeah, except this TV is not on the wall; it's on the stand. So this is
Oh,
STB
so there
ready.
is a stand for STB. STB is
Yeah,
already ahead of the game. Fucking A. Is it
yeah.
turnable? Probably.
I don't know if this version is, but they probably will make a version that is turnable.
Yeah, it looks cool though. I really do like the look of it. Hopefully, soon enough, UPS will dig up the Premiere from for the Quebec Son shop because they've lost it in somewhere in tracking or in shipping. So I haven't had a chance to hear it yet. But hopefully by next Friday, when I'm gonna pass by the shop and take a listen to see what it is, because it does look impressive, especially with all this woofage going on in the inside of it.
Yeah, I like the internal LED bar as well for volume
Mm-hmm.
and that sort of thing and turning on. I like this naked look.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only other speaker where I like that with is the 90s.
Yeah, the open speaker, open
Yeah.
driver concept. Yeah.
I mean, the 50s look kind of weird when they're naked.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, I guess you can take the front off, but that's it. Like, if you take the side off, it's sort of like, huh?
Yeah, it doesn't look good. You can see all the cabinet grills and stuff. But yeah, it's cute. I do like it. I really wish to hear it soon. Well, I'm gonna eventually because they can't have it lost forever. So when it turns up, I'll definitely go down and poke Kareem in the ribs to play some tunes through it.
I mean, I very much like it. I like the shape of it. I like quite a lot about it. It's just as per usual, it doesn't photograph that well.
Hmm. None of the B&O really does, man. It's it's what it is.
But yeah, STB is ready for it.
That's awesome. I found a very funny song the other day. I don't know if I'll be able to post it.
Yeah, this is a very nice setup with a 42. That looks cohesive as shit.
Which is, yeah, that looks nice. Can I share this?
Oh, this one. You can. I think they've repurposed the font stands with their brackets,
Oh, okay.
or maybe this is a new one, but it can't share audio and that sort of stuff. They obviously have their pull-out brackets and that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Can't send it. That sucks.
I mean, this just looks great.
Yeah, that does look really good. I like the rounded off edges. It really makes it soft enough or softened looking.
I mean, for people that I don't know have higher end homes that want a kitchen TV, right? Like 42 makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because unless you have an enormous kitchen, 55 already is too big.
Yes. Plus,
And
there's very limited space on kitchen walls, right? Because most of that is cabinetry, millwork, and such. And then you have windows. Fuck.
yeah,
So it's really hard to put a TV somewhere. V1 back in the day was a great concept with hanging it off the ceiling, but how many people can afford to do that either, right?
yeah, that was pretty rare.
Mm. But it looked money when it was done, dude. Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, S2B is ready for it all, which is nice.
That is nice. So that's a 42-inch with the back panel cover, so you can stuff your streaming services, platforms of any kind, like Apple TV, I guess, or the STB. What is it? Not the STB box. Yeah, I guess the STB box, right?
Yeah.
Contour is going to be interesting look because I wonder how, like, they're just going to harvest obviously the main technology out of it without the look. They're just going to incorporate that somehow into something that is
Yeah, there's no technical reason why they couldn't put this in a box, right? If you can already sort of mount
no.
it together like this. I
No,
mean,
it's
and
going
if
to be traditionally heavy B&O TV. I wish that they did the freaking motorized floor stand for that if they're going to do the Contour, but I don't think so. They could probably run it off the USB-C, I guess, because there is no stand control.
yeah, I don't think they will.
No. Wishful thinking.
Yeah. But
That's definitely
yeah,
wishful thinking.
STB for the win.
Yeah, Mr. LDS, you were correct. They are $450,000 US for those Titans, Lab 19 Titan Edition.
Who said that?
I think it was him last week because we
Yeah,
talked
sure.
about it. There's no way.
But was it in a press release or?
I've seen it in when I went to I was talking to Kareem and Kevixon. Yeah, they're 400,000 US.
Okay.
Like, yeah, they're stupid expensive, but it is what it is. I have mine. They sound the same, except mine are not as pretty, I guess.
I don't think anybody would ever actually pay that.
I think that the problem that B&O is realizing that they released those speakers super cheap compared to what they are, and I think that the people in audiophile industry that are having these $1 million systems have a fucked up need to spend obnoxious amount of money on something, right? So if you're spending that obnoxious amount of money on a speaker that has everything built in, then in their mind, they need to spend a lot of money in it for these electronics to be worthy of the sound that in their head sounds great. That's my perspective on it. But if I put a fucking blindfold on your eyes and set you in front of my 90s and the Titans in the same room, same music, you would never be able to tell. And that's just what it is. So, but I'm happy with mine, so I can't complain. I'm very excited about this blower, by the way.
I mean, I understand that to a certain degree, right? But if you want something really special, why not get these?
I would go with the Titans just because I'm the silver black guy, more or less, and those look sick. To me, these are too much tchotchke for me. You know what I mean? They're overdone.
I understand, but like if you go off MSRP, right, this is like 175 grand less. And it's much more custom.
It's much more refined, yes.
But and there's like even if B&O burns down, there's actual gold in this, right?
Not enough to save your fucking insurance policy on it, I guess, but still. I don't know. I'm happy with mine, to be perfectly honest. I don't see anything, any reason. And to the point that I'm at right now, I would need a third room in order to be able to justify expanding on the B&O collection, because it's hard to get rid of stuff you have. Not because it's hard to sell, but it's just I like it too much.
Yeah.
It grows on you. All that stuff just grows on you over time, and that's just where it's at.
I mean, I'm not generally the one for custom or special editions anyway.
I think the first, there's few special editions that I bought in my years of B&O. I bought the H6 green. That was the first special edition that I bought. Then I bought the 19 and 18 and 90th anniversary rose gold. I sold those. And then I bought the Ferrari limited edition Explorer. That's about it.
Almost technically more the BeoPlay range, right? Like,
yeah, I never went for all that crazy. I just don't see a point. Maybe if you just, there are people that are overly wealthy, and if they want to have a set of Ferrari 50s, playing music while they shiny up their Ferraris in their garage, I completely get it, understand it, and respect it. Like, fuck, I would buy the same just for the prestige of it. But if I were to put this in my house, if it doesn't match absolutely anything, yes, it sticks out. But you know what? Even if it matches everything, this shit still sticks out, man. It's not something that you just walk by and it's just an ordinary TV. Nothing here in this apartment looks ordinary to other people. Because it is. It's B&O. And we don't do boring. Unless you look at shape. No, not the shape. The balance. That's what I was going with. That's boring. Design-wise.
I mean, I really much like the Titans, don't get me wrong, but for that sort of price, I'll just get the regular white ones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, they're special, but are they, what, 240 grand more special? Not to me.
If the Greeno ever makes the covers for the 90s, the bottom, the plates, or what are they called? I would consider doing the aluminum, maybe with the grill as well, so everything matches. But I just think that if I put the grill on right now, it's gonna I'm gonna give my theater braces, So that's one of those things. Plus, yeah, the budget's allocated now to get the timing chain, because that's way more important than grills for the soundbar. Because when the car goes, ooh, it's gonna suck.
Yeah, that's another set of 50s gone if you need to buy a new car.
Or yeah, buy a new engine, right? Which is also 15 G's probably.
I mean, yeah. If somebody wants to gift these to me, go for it.
Take it.
I'll-
I'll take it. They are beautiful, but yeah, again, they just are exactly the same as what I have in my living room. So the sound will be the same, but the beauty isn't. These definitely are much more refined and nice. But also, again, there's the speakers that'll never have covers on them because you just can't put them on.
Yeah, the pinholes aren't even there. They're filled.
No, they're filled, yeah. But yeah, because the Bang & Olufsen logo is on the mid-range tweeters plate instead
Yeah.
of the there's just a little light that tells you that the speaker's on.
I mean, and as I showed, was it last week? They even made special bolts for all these pinholes and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. 1925.
Which is very cool. I would love to buy one of those bolts, right? Like, just have a part of a 90. Like, just I don't know. Let me pay $50 for that one bolt with like the
Oh, it's
engraving.
probably more than that, dude. I'm sure that they're gonna be like silly money to get you a fucking 90s bolt.
Well, give me the rejects then. It'll be
Give
fine.
me
I'll
the
pay.
rejects.
I'll pay for one.
They should send us one anyways to the BeoTalk podcast.
Yeah, but when are we gonna be sent a review model?
A review model. I don't think I would be eligible because I have the same set at home.
Well, then there's the other thing, right? These aren't so special if you actually read their press release, because they're gonna do 5 series of 5, and this is one of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Not just one of 5 in the so there's like 10 of them that are going to be Titans, and then there's 4 other special editions coming.
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna look like. I hope they don't do like the Bowers and Wilkins speaker grill covers, where it's shiny aluminum machined and then a cloth over top. I don't think they can afford to put that on a 15-inch or whatever is it, 13-inch woofer.
They're gonna look like fucking bongos, right, if they do that.
It's gonna look weird. It's gonna look like some insect or some shit. But they still sound the same.
Yeah. Again, like them a lot. Would love to have them, but I'm not paying that much. Like, I'm literally not paying the price of a house for speakers.
No. Nothing's off topic. What do you guys think of the Graces being? I'm picking up mine on 7th. Lucky you. I'm still debating to buy them or not, but from what I listen to them now, there's a newer software that came up and whatnot. I was very pleased with the sound of them. I'm an earbuds guy, and these are by far the best ones I've ever heard. You're not paying for the ton of material, and they're very refined, but you're paying for the tech and sound inside them. That's what you're really paying for.
Yeah, and if
And
nothing
you're
else,
paying the fucking B&O tax. That's
yeah,
100%.
you're paying for exclusivity in that sense.
Mm-hmm. But they are no regrets. They sound great. They sound really, really good.
I mean, they're extremely well made.
Yes.
It's maybe I'm too practical. To me, they're just wear items, and that's mostly where my hesitation is. It's the
Like, I guess if you buy them and you get that 5-year extended warranty through the app, I guess, right?
apparently that's not on the Graces.
Okay, so that sucks. So now you have 3 years. So in those 3 years, you got to run them enough that you can go back in 2 3/4 of a year and say, listen, man, I need new batteries in them, if they're serviceable or not. Because there's no way, like, I don't foresee those being easy to work on.
Oh, they won't.
H100s are not easy to work on, and they're very, like, they have fucking screws in them. Okay.
Yeah.
Versus something that is, I don't know if it's ultrasonically welded or sealed with, I don't know, whatever, those, the little iPhone glue gasket nonsense, right? That they have in smartphones that's fucking impossible to take apart unless you heat it. then you're heating something that is just, it's the size of a small strawberry, not even a blueberry, for God's sakes,
Yeah.
that you got to pull apart without fucking up and breaking it. So I don't know. That cradle to cradle thing, it doesn't really sound right to me for earbuds. Earphones, absolutely, yes. Like, these have screws, you can take these apart and fix shit in them, change battery if needed, whatever, change a driver. Good luck with the earbuds. And it's not just to talk down on Grace, it's the same thing with the EXs and 11s, right?
Yeah,
11s just have more
any
drivers,
brand,
more
essentially.
microphone, and any brand, like even Apple earpods or iPod, whatever those little bitch sticks that they have. Those, yeah, it's not fixable, man. If those things came apart easily, then every time you drop them, the things would split in two,
Yes.
with hopefully wires holding it on each side together, right? So you can click them back. But that's not Apple-esque or B&O-ish at all when it comes to that. So
No,
unless you're messing with the IP67 standard, right, for water tightness or waterproof, I guess, right, because they have to withstand, your sweaty ears, or if you're running in the rain, the shit gets in. So
was it
all
the
that,
8.8 that's had the battery compartment?
I think so.
I mean, that was the best way of solving it, but even that, like,
H8, yes, those
just
were the ones with the batteries.
because
pop
they
up.
had the flap, right? Like, it couldn't take the same amount of water.
Oh, hell no. They wouldn't be water or IP standard or rated, more or less, of any kind, other than maybe like IP50 or some shit for like light dusting and such.
Yeah.
Or humidity, but not like to run in the rain. You're risking the fact that water ingress is going to reach the battery. If it doesn't short out and blow up on your head, it'll definitely fuck something up along the lines downstream on the PCBs. So
Yeah. So I don't know. We're in a weird situation where, like, batteries are really the thing holding us back in just about any of it. We can clearly make all this shit small enough that it's awesome, but the battery is where it's lacking.
I think there's two real big restrictions physically. It's the batteries and also the connection ports.
Yes.
Just like with the, I forget the name now, the guys that were doing this Masterlink modules and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
The biggest part of the board was the fucking RG45 connector.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, like, yeah, you can miniaturize the shit out of it, but then you're still dependent on how big your connector thing is. So now I guess, since the whole European Union agreed on a USB-C, which is kind of it makes sense to do. It's much easier to miniaturize things even further, but you can't miniaturize earbuds with a USB-C connector.
No, I guess on the case you can. The case is, like, extremely well made.
Yes, the case is
Like,
beautiful.
it sort of, I guess, from like 3 feet away or a meter away, right? It sort of looks like, they painted it a metal color or something. But then you hold it, it's like, this is a chunk. This is, like, actually solid.
Yeah.
Like, the hinge is more than just a hinge. It's a very nice hinge.
Yes. No, they've done a great job on it for sure.
Knowledge Seeker guy says, I think the new Chinese batteries are going to change the game for earbuds and stuff. I hope so. Because current battery tech is quite old, right? And by that I mean we're kind of limited on the materials used, like lithium ion and stuff like that. If we, for some reason, can go to, I don't know, like graphene batteries or something, where they're lighter but hold more charge and don't have the decay over the years, then that would be amazing. But we're just not there yet.
No. Hopefully soon.
Yeah, well, in the meantime, we are where we are. I mean, look, if it wasn't easy, would have been an easier sale, right? Like, if your battery essentially can't wear. Because then,
because then you're buying basically like you're buying the old school A8s, right? Till the drivers die.
Yeah. And then you sort of are betting on something, saying like, well, I truly believe that Bluetooth will be not backwards compatible in like 10 years, which is like, really?
But then you still have the opportunity to deal with it through the case, right?
Yeah.
So if it lives long enough, then you can still deal with it that way. But yeah, I might consider buying them, but like I said, for me, it's earbuds are good, they're great, but I only travel with them. I don't really listen to them at work because most of the time we're either on a construction site or somewhere where you need to hear communicated no matter what. So I can't just fucking sit there in my own world listening to whatever. And when I get home, what's the point? I have 90s in the house. Like, I don't really need to put the earbuds on, right? Yeah, if I want to listen to fucking loud music, but then again, I have a B&O sound system in the car. So if I drive home, I can fucking blast the shit that I want. But I just slowly kind of grown out of it, man. Like, I don't know. I still appreciate the music, but not in the noise levels that I used to.
Yeah.
It's the same, like, if you buy a Ferrari, it's fun for the first 2-3 years, and then it just becomes a car to you, right? But to everybody else, like, oh my God, you have that? I'm like, yeah, and it's cool, right? But then you sound like a dick. But at the end of the day, like, it's a true expression of how you feel about it. Like, yes, it's a great machine, but I've driven it, and I know what it can do. I'm not pushing it like that anymore, and I don't really need to risk it, right? Especially with whatever time of the day you want to do that in the traffic and risk your car getting fucked up by not you, but somebody else that's a moron. So
The amount of people that blow red lights here is insane.
yeah, same here. Like, I always double take and just make sure, because people run this shit here like nobody's business. Actually, on Tuesday we were hanging blinds. We were facing towards St. Catharines, and some dude in an SUV cooked a guy on a fucking crosswalk. Oh, like, buddy flew like good 15, 20 feet, man. It was hard to miss because he had like a high vis yellow jacket. Like, I don't know how the fuck you hit that, but yeah, man, he sent the dude pretty good.
Like that.
Oh
Literally.
yeah, oh yeah. Scrolling through life of somebody else while yours ending at this point. So
I mean, the amount of time I see that, it's pretty nuts. Even
I
the
got ran
most.
over once almost with downtown Montreal. Fucking people, man. You really got to watch, especially with the cyclers, because there's the people that are more or less, I would say, I don't know, I can't say that anybody is a responsible cyclist, because there's not, that doesn't exist. Those terms don't go together. But the worst ones are the Big C, which is the rent-a-bikes, and commune auto, which is the rent-a-car, right? Which is basically a pedestrian behind a steering wheel. And those people, watch out. It's gonna give a fuck, man. It's not their car.
Do you guys think maybe B&O will launch one of these new open earbuds? I mean, B&O could set the stand. Not anytime soon.
I don't think so. I still think that B&O looks at it as a novelty, and I don't think that you can recreate the sound through the skull vibration and bone to actually have the same resolution that you have something actually pushing it on into your eardrums. Let alone the fact that all the noise, extraneous noise that comes in, because now you don't have your ears blocked off from all that shit. You can't really hear the music purely. So I don't
Well,
think
even
that'll ever happen.
even if if it's similar in concept to like open back headphones, right? Like everybody in the room can hear what you're listening to. Like, why would you want that?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if like B&O earbuds, right, do dual duty for phones.
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Executive. Can we talk about your bank balance? And everybody is like
Okay, how
partaking in
much does he have? Fuck. So yeah, no, I definitely agree that it's the same thing. Like, if you have a cheap vehicle, more or less, that doesn't really have padded speakers or speakers enclosed within themselves or drivers enclosed within their own speaker box in the car store, you can hear the conversation. You can hear the other part from the phone. You can't really hear the guy talking in the car, but you can hear the conversation that is being responded to.
Yeah.
Pretty clear. Pretty clear. Even in French, I could make out whatever they're talking about sometimes. So,
Fromage. Fromage.
oui, oui. So yeah, that's something that I'm not a big fan of open earbuds at all. or any headphones that leak sound like Form 2s used to be, where if you had them in the train, then anybody within a meter to 2 meter radius from you would also enjoy the highs and trebles from whatever you're listening to. Even vocals sometimes will be audible, depends on how ignorant and loud you went on your Walkman or a mini disc player or an MP3, I guess, at the time. And other ones like that I used to own was Coast Porta Pro. Those were they were good headphones, man, but they would leak everywhere. Everybody was listening to music. More or less the same as me with the 90s now. If I listen to shit, everybody else in the neighborhood does too.
Yeah, but that's a choice, right?
That's a choice,
That's specifically
That's a very
issue.
conscious choice, yeah. That's a very specific and conscious choice that if I choose it, I'm well aware of the fact. But then on my floor, we have the salsa nights, right? So there is like a class that's being done for the tenants at the end of our hallway. So it's loud as fuck, right? Like it carries through the hallway, like it's loud as fuck. So if I listen to the sound or listen to my music during that time, there's really no complaints because fuck off. Like till 8 o'clock, like we can just do that. If you don't like it, then sign your lease in a different building or a different apartment. But this is what it is.
No, let's not poll that. Also, they wouldn't be here on YouTube. What's the necessary net worth of somebody to purchase the Titans? My estimate is a minimum of 100 million. I don't think so. Quite honestly, I think it starts much, much lower at that if you are a BeoNut. Look, there's not that many Europeans, right, with that much net worth. But there's definitely a lot of Europeans with 10 million or so that would potentially splurge on something like that, especially Danes.
Yeah, national pride.
I mean, they may have 100 million kroner or whatever. However much that is in that fake money.
But yeah, I don't know. Everything sells at the end of the day or eventually.
Look, if I had 10 million, right, and I really wanted to splurge and I could choose either a Ferrari or the Titans, I would go the Titans all day.
Yeah,
like, that's not even a question for me. I would be fully happy to still drive my little Kia because it's small, it's compact, it doesn't cost anything. And there's a difference in mindset between US and Europe for sure. Look, the amount of people where I used to grow up that were extremely wealthy but drove like 25-year-old Volvos, right? Just because it's practical, it's paid off, like it's square. If I want to move my kids, it can all go in the back of the fucking Volvo. If I ding it or like drive into a lamppost, nobody gives a shit.
Fair point.
I mean, I think it was my dad who had a friend who had a Porsche, right? Like one of the last air-cooled ones, but he had like 120,000 miles on it, like 200,000 kilometers on it. And he never really took it in for servicing, just kept on adding oil to it because it was leaky.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it was his daily, right? Like, but it's like that's not something that you would commonly find in the US unless you go to like WASP country, like New England and stuff like that. Like, especially here in Florida, like people are way too flashy to live like that.
Yeah, that's true. Does B&O make a good SCAR system? Not sure. I've had a couple. I think they designed the enclosure and that's about it. Well, it depends on what brand of a vehicle you go with. If you go with Audi, Aston Martin, BMW no longer does it. Genesis now is pushing B&O sound systems inside. And what's that? Lamborghini Urus also has a B&O sound system in it.
Yes.
But my personal experience, if you get into a B&O sound system package, they start to get not the decent, but if you want the top of the line, I would go with the extended or the advanced premium sound system package, I believe it's called. At the time when I was working at Audi, it was $3,000. Maybe it's 5,000 Canadian now, but it's the one that has 1925 watts coincidentally, right? And it's got two acoustic lenses on the dash. They raise up, and I think they had 28 speaker drivers altogether, if not 29, something like that. And that sounded immaculate,
I
100%.
mean,
But this is insane that the Genesis is doing that. That's fucking cool.
a lot of how a sound system in a car sounds, right? It has nothing to do with the speakers you put in it, but literally how dead the car itself is.
And tuning.
I mean, imagine if you drove like an Aston Martin, but you couldn't hear the exhaust, right? Like
Mm.
there's, but also if you make it so dead, it's going to be so heavy in a, like a luxury limo, essentially. That doesn't matter. That's a good thing. But if you want a sports car, that's like,
It's hard.
it's just not a great idea for anything. You can
Mm.
engineer around it, but it's easier to just be lighter. So yeah, it's not just the branded in it that it's in, or the audio company that the sticker is there, right? It's like how much stuff have they put in the door? Also, it makes your doors heavy. Like, do you really want to design another hinge, right? Where I've seen this with aftermarket cars that were really rattly and that people done them up, right? And then
Mhm.
if you're on a slight incline, the door no longer stays open. It always shuts.
Yeah.
Which is
It's too
really
heavy.
fucking annoying, because if you get out, right, and if you let it go, it just dings your head again.
Or wax your shin. That always
Yeah.
sounds. Oh, that's always good.
So, yeah, it's. I mean, for car audio, is so up in the air of whether it sounds good to begin with, regardless of what is actually making the sound.
Yeah, but they also tune it a lot. Like if you get into these advanced premium sound systems, they also have 4 microphones in the headliner, right? So they constantly monitor the noise to music sound ratio within the cabin and accommodate. And I know that the Germans had a problem with it when they were designing the new A8 sound system when it first came out. Not first came out. The last rendition of the A8 that I was working in was 2019, and they got to the point where they could delete the sound and deaden the car so well that people lost the perception that they're actually driving, because they
Yes.
fucking fall asleep, man. Like you don't get your massage seats, air conditioning, the car's quiet as fucking like just as a casket or a coffin, and you're hurling at 130 140 kilometers an hour down the highway with car
Lexus
more
is
or less
like that.
driving itself. Yeah.
Lexus has been like that for ages, right? Like, even what their sports car, you barely heard it until you went way over the speed limit.
Hmm.
Like you were in jail territory, and that's when you started hearing something. And it's like, it's nice if you're cruising, but if you're doing anything beyond cruising, it's sort of like,
Unless you crack the window and it's like demons fighting outside. Holy shit! Oh, we're at 160. I remember when we did the cars and coffee and cars with B&O and Aston Martin, like a little thing
mhm.
during the when the store was open. This is a long time before we've ever met, even. And we brought in Aston Martins to park in front of the shop type of thing to just attract people, the lunch crowds from the office buildings and so on. But yeah, man, to drive that car back in the end of the day, fucking a, like it was just I have a lot of respect for Aston Martins, especially the convertibles, with how well they compensated for the roof being open with the acoustics of music being played that you don't really hear the outside. You have the windows up, so you kind of block a little bit from the sides, but man, it was an experience and a half, that's for sure. And this
I
was
mean,
fucking 10, 15 years ago now.
modern cars are now starting to use active noise canceling for the cabin, right?
Hmm.
It's
Yeah, I know Aston did, and so did the Bauer, the BMW. I'm not the biggest fan of the Bowers and Wilkins, but that's just what it is. What's another one? Burmester, right? That's in Mercedes. That's their top end vehicle sound package or sound system.
Yeah, it's also in Bentleys, I think.
Mm.
It,
Nice
it's
grills on those things, but
yeah.
I haven't really sat down and listened to it critically.
Well, look, they saw somebody else do it, aka B&O, right? And they just took it and did their own thing with it and ran with it and apparently succeeded better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody did grills like that until B&O did it.
Yes. No, B&O grills were sexy every time they made some. So.
But yeah, it's car audio is. I don't even remember who asked it, but another thing is like define good. Like what is good enough, right? Like because some of these Burmester systems are like 8+ grand, right? Like
On top, yeah.
Like that's a serious option.
Yeah.
Like if that's still not good enough, then like you might just want to go with the bargain basement radio.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's the catch-22 with the sound systems in the cars, and now it's to the point where these things are so deeply rooted and integrated into the
Yeah, they're probably on the canvas.
no, into the car's operating system that industry that used to exist. Well, it still does in a way, but you can't really replace easily a stereo system. You know, like back in the day when you had these decks with the screen popped up, all motorized like and shit. That's no longer, never happens anymore. Everything is still, and I don't like the fact that like even Audi, some of that sexiness, like in my A3, I have the motorized screen that comes up and down. Right now, it's all just one solid thing, and I just don't like it. I don't like not having fucking buttons in the car, man. I really don't. Everything's one smooth touch screen. Yes, it's easier to clean, but in the same token, if something goes down or like you're gonna wrap the car on a fucking telephone post trying to up your heating seats through the menu, right? Or
Yeah.
whatever. Just not the best, in my opinion, where we're going. Not everything needs to be touch screen and not everything needs to have an internet like my stove. What the fuck do I need internet on my stove for? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, same. I mean, if I search for networks here, like I find with the network sniffer, I find like 30 of them, and out of those 30, something like 22 are cars.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Which then opens a whole bunch of questions regarding security of things.
yes. People will mess with you, 100%.
Oh yeah, There's always that one person that want to fuck around and find out, or you find out.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Unfortunately, yes.
Was 100 years of B&O what you expected it to be? Did you expect any sort of more?
I don't know, where I live way too far away from Struer to see the fucking fireworks, but I didn't expect the soundbar to be a release as like their 100th thing, right?
Yeah.
I was really hoping for something between the 90s and 50s as a speaker. But it's hard to go with the BeoLab 100 to be smaller than the 90, right?
Yes.
Which they kind of moonwalked that approach a little bit. I think the 90s should have been this year's release, and before that, it could have been the 90s, which are the 50s now, right? And then they could have gone with something that is not as obnoxious of a change from 5s to 90s, right? When they came out. Because that was the fuck is a huge step, man. Like there's nothing in between that, There was something between the 5s and the 3s or 8,000s or 18s, which were the 20s, right? Or 9s.
Yes.
But once those go discoed, the 28s don't have the same balls that they don't have the same balls that the 20s did. They never will. They're not as accurate. as the 28s would be always more accurate because of the Mozart and the self-measuring technologies and shit. But when it comes to the bass out and the raw power, the 20s would always kill it. And I know Kareem's gonna be like, "Yeah, I told you so," because he loves those speakers. I'm just not a fan of their design. That's one thing that kind of just always irked me,
Yeah,
because it
same.
looked to me that maybe because I've come from a long enough B&O history that I had the nines and now I saw the five. I mean the 20s. And I'm like, well, fuck. This is like if I had to do a design project on Friday, but I learned that Thursday night. So I'm gonna take a acoustic lens from the 18 and plop it on the Lab 9 and taper the corners of the grill on the bottom or edges, right? And then make it wireless. So cool, but in the same time, that was the only thing. Acoustically, they were fantastic. No hate on that there for sure.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad release cycle for their 100th year. Like, you have the H100s, you have the Graces, you have.
The soundbar.
It's just that as a speaker company for predominantly known as Biolabs and maybe TVs, it's a bit
Underwhelming, I would say.
yeah, not as expected. Like the 90th birthday was seemingly, to me anyway, looking back, a bigger occasion.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Kind of strange.
Yeah, I remember the Copenhagen shop had they had their own closed door party for people by invite only to audition the 90s when they came out. And it was the November 17th, and then that fucked up Paris attack happened. I remember during my stay there. So,
I mean, in one way, I feel half of us are annoyed that whatever they release, we can barely afford it, right?
in a way, yes.
On the other hand, I would have loved for their 100th if they made something ridiculous, like, I don't know, not have done the Titan, kept that more reasonable at, let's say, 350, and then made a new Biolab 100 that was 500 grand from the start.
Yes.
Like, that was just literally like, there's no limitation, Jeff. Do whatever the hell you like. We don't care. We're gonna,
As long as it fits through the regular door in a house, we're okay with it.
yeah. I mean, it can be 2 pieces, 3 pieces. Nobody gives a shit. It can be whatever, right? Like, you can separate it if that helps.
Mm-hmm.
You can do the avant-garde method, right, where you have a literal separate box for your bass.
But yeah, I think the DPL subwoofer, somebody posted Cubbies. Yeah, I think the DPL subwoofer is in the works, but I think it's going to be Mozart bass driven. So I think that it's going to either be,
Well, it would match the Premiere.
yeah, but it will also be a streaming engine for, let's say, if you pair the Lab 8s with it as a 2.1 system.
Yeah.
It would have to be a streaming engine. There would have to be a Mozart chip inside that sub, which obviously will raise the price of it.
Yes, but seemingly everything is going that way anyway. So
yes, it seems like the WISA is slowly. It's not dead by any moment by means necessary, but I think it's being phased away at the B&O's portfolio, and especially by the last one hanging on the last piece of string, which is the Lab 19. And after
yeah,
that,
I mean, quite honestly, I would have been very happy if the Premiere had only one WISA connection, right? Like, literally that simple, like just for the sub.
the sub will have to have a Mozart chip, Kabis. There's no way about it. I guarantee you that it'll have a Mozart chip in it because it has to. Like, the Mozart chip does all the sound processing, all the Wi-Fi connectivity. Everything happens on the Mozart chip, so that has to be embedded in that. Maybe it won't have any top physical interface as a subwoofer because it doesn't need it.
Yeah.
But I am more than certain that it'll be a streaming engine from there.
Yes.
Because if you do put a core in the mix, then the fucking thing would have to have a power link. Definitely would have to have a power link input.
Yes.
And yeah.
Unless they revamped the BeoConnect core to allow to be streamed to as a rear set, essentially.
Well, but you can do PL out into the sub per se, like a 19 now, right? And then 2 8s on the DPL.
No. I mean, like you have a BeoConnect core, you have a Premiere, and the Premiere can stream it to the BeoConnect core that then wires it, right? That's what I mean. Or it can hand over that sub with 2 rear speakers to the core, or something like that.
Oh, currently, that it could be part of the system, but also independent. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
Because currently, if you have a BeoConnect core in your shape, you cannot use it as a rear speaker or whatever other speaker.
No. It's locked in. It's basically, that's it. It's a dumb speaker, smartly connected.
But it can do DPL. So if it can also receive DPL, then it would open up a lot more possibilities anyway.
Mm-hmm. But Gerald, I think that you have much more uniform sound if you just use let's say the theater with 28s and turn up the theater. You just run the 28s through the internal room comp, or do the process that I've described in a few podcasts ago. I think 4 or 5 podcasts ago, where that issue was where it always is an issue where they sound different on their own stereo pair than they are with the theater, and how to make them sound stereo paired through the theater. So you have to delete the room compensation filters and put them in a direct mode as far as the sound is concerned, and then they sound the same. So
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they could probably do something more with the core or the new core.
I think the core should have been a little bit bigger, and given the ability that it has, I think it should have had at least 3 PL outputs, or 4, I guess, because it's a cheaper board to do it in pairs, right?
Yes, I'm thinking now. I think as a parts list and with
doubles.
their suppliers, it's either 1 or 4. Like
I think 4 would have made more sense, because then you could do
that it comes in. So like also the chip that connects the or controls the connection, right? Because it's more than just a port. Like the logic behind it, from how I was explained it from memory, you can have the choice of 1 PL port with a chip that regulates it, or you can have 4 with the chip that regulates all 4. There's no like in between, unless you're breaking something.
But yeah, but I think that if they were have popped the 4 PowerLink ports into the Beo system, or BeoConnect core, I think it would more or less damn near close become a Beo system 5. There would just be more inputs to it, I guess, then. Is this direct mode trick of stereo documented, described somewhere in the written format? I'd love to go through it with them when I have time to tweak.
Don't think
I don't remember seeing this. I know that there has been some prescribed things from B&O, and I don't remember where I've seen it, but I'm telling you this off of my personal acoustic experience, fucking around with it in the shop to get it to sound 0, right, from between those two. And the only way that we were able to achieve that was with the 28s, is to delete the compensation filters. Basically treat them the same way as you would treat the 90s and 50s, where they are recommending to delete the room compensation filters. Now, in my scenario, I had kept the room comp filters on, because the theater just, it puts a lot more of that bassy barbecue sauce on the 90s than required. And I found they just way too fucking boomy, bro. Like, it was so bad that obviously the bass travels through walls much easier than mid-range and highs, so it would piss my neighbors off. But with the room comp filters here, they sound okay. But then I've listened to some music. Specifically, I've listened to Metallica Turn the Page, because I know that that song sounds good, and it sounded very hollow and flat in with the recently whatever the fuck happened. I don't know, but I need to go in and literally I'm going to just factory reset the theater. I haven't done it for a year now, and just purge it completely and put it back online, and go from there and retune all of it. It's such a lengthy process that you got to be fucking quiet for. And it's not like I talk to myself constantly here in my house, but like you can't really touch anything, or you can't rattle with the dishes or any of that, because right away fuck off, start over again. So, but I do need to retune my 90s again. I think it's necessary to do so, and then also do the theater.
Kabis, if you do not have your room compensation for the 50s on, it will not counterfire on the 50s for like standing waves and that sort of thing. It may sound better, but that's more coincidental than anything else.
So
if you just leave your 50s naked as such, right, like no room comp, no nothing on them, and use the theater only for the calibration, you'll never get those countering firing drivers going and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. But the room comp filter is a room comp filter done by the theater rather than the room comp in the labs. But I think that's where the conflict begins, because you have two compensations, and I think that the theater compensation is better in a way that it goes all the way up to 10,000 hertz versus 50s and 90s. They only go to 2.5K, I believe, if not only 2,000. But I find that the theater fixes too much on what the 90s and 50s normally sound like. It's just way too much.
It also bumps the upper bass, lower mid end quite a bit.
Yes, so that's what I prefer, just to do it in a direct mode, and the sound is much better for music. And again, like, theater is a sound bar, right? Which means that it's more or less intended for a multi-channel listening experience per se. And in that fashion, like if I watch, let's say, YouTubes or whatever, and if it's in surround mode, it sounds absolutely fantastic. Like the 90s just fucking kill it, man. They absolutely kill it. But for music, there is just way too many fingers in the pot stirring it, where you don't want no fingers, not a ladle in it. So I delete all that shit, all the just the direct mode, and that's it. And then obviously delete the room compensation, not from the speaker, but from the theater.
Yeah, I would, if your 50s somehow are dull on bass, I would go into the filters and just add 2-3
little bit of pizzazz.
And you can literally set where you want it added, right?
Yeah, and you can also then turn them on and off temporarily to hear them, what the difference it makes. And I think, in my opinion, the best practice to, let's say, set up a pair of 90s or 50s on the theater is to create the mode, is to create the listening preset manually, where you just take the laser and you pop the laser to each speaker. You tell the theater, this is my left, this is my right, this is what they are, this is how far they are from where I'm sitting, and that's all you need to fucking know.
And then maybe a dB meter of how loud everything is.
Yeah, and then set them up to dB. But then if it's in a stereo mode itself, you don't really need to adjust the dBs. You know what I mean?
Not in stereo. But if more than that, if like anything else is playing.
I think the only dBs that I would adjust in is, which is impossible to do on the 90s, which I kind of wish I was, that I could crank up the dBs on the input of the SPDIF, because I find that the 9000 sounds a little bit too quiet. But then it's the linear, it's non-linear, it's more or less a
hockey stick,
a parabolical fucking curve of how the level of volume goes in the 90s, right? Where, you're pretty good till about 65, and then 70 in the 80s. Now you're starting to having an argument by just having a conversation, because they're pumping, man, they're pumping. And if you go full tilt, it's a fucking different experience. Man, it's very hard to describe the loudness of those speakers without any distortion that you can possibly hear. It's just fucking loud, man. Powerful, and your shit's shaking, your pants are vibrating, you can feel your chest go. It's a different experience. But then again, that's just like driving a Ferrari down the highway at 200-300 kilometers an hour, whatever it gives.
Cameron says, hey guys, I think I found out why BLAP 5 had an issue last week. Not calibrating, therefore one of the drivers aren't working. That shouldn't happen, but okay, I'll leave the possibility open that something weird happened.
Would you power cycle them?
Or that there's, I don't know, an old calibration that effectively makes one of the drivers not work.
I've never heard of that.
Well, you could have had an old calibration on there where it was so far in the corner, right, that the bass was so boosted that therefore the bass driver barely does anything.
Mm-hmm. I remember we used to calibrate them in outside. Just run the sweep outside, and then they throw that woofer down all the way to the fucking tile.
Yeah,
it's fun, but it's the stories of the yesteryears now, man. And yeah, leave us a like, by the way. We got 6 likes, man. Come on, like pop this shit up a little bit, Collies. Don't be cheap, people. Don't be cheap. It doesn't cost you anything.
Service Center says I need a new chassis. Yeah, that's very likely. If one driver isn't, because that's not a calibration issue, then it's.
I was very reluctant to say that, but if you're if it's a mid bass or if it's a bass woofer, there are 2 1,000 watt ICE amps straddling the chassis, and those are the ones that go usually. It's never with the tweeter and the mid range unless you blow the tweeter. They're starting to get harder and harder to replace and order, but I definitely would watch out for that.
Kabir says 5s can literally jump around on hard floors. Yeah, that's actually, they try to mitigate that, right? Like that basket that sits where it sits, that's underneath.
That plate is thick for a reason, and it's just from them to prevent to jump around.
They originally made one that held everything up, and then they remade it and made it 14 kilograms because they needed a fucking counterweight.
They needed a counterweight for the woofer. Well, the code name for them were washing machines, because back in the day when they were in design stage, that 15-inch woofer was front firing, right?
Yeah.
And that whole box and cabinet that they built that speaker mock-up from to measure acoustics was on fucking wheels. And when they started playing the woofer and juicing the bass, the whole thing started rolling about because it was like a washing machine with the off balance load in it, right?
Yeah.
Just jiggling. So that's the true story of how the Lap 5s were designed. And they had to put that counterweight plate on the bottom specifically just to compensate. And I think they're only 2 or 3 kilos away from that speaker being able to lift the entire Lap 5. So, hey, Norman, good to see you, buddy. So, yeah, that's the history of it and how they've designed and come around it and so on and so forth. But, yeah. Can you get your chassis fixed? Yeah, you can get the chassis fixed, but the problem is sometimes, and I've come across this actually very recently, as of yesterday, that we've replaced the bass, the woofer chassis, but there is some sort of an internal problem on the board. So, yes, it's also with B&O when they send the chassis, we've had I wouldn't say 50% success rate, but we've had a bunch of them that came in when I was still with Quebecson. That we ordered replacements. After 6 months they showed up and one of the chassis were fucked, or they came without the EEPROM or pre-programmed EEPROM chip, where you specifically order it with a pre-programmed EEPROM chip, and if you've forgotten to take it from the existing speaker chassis and put it into the new one and you sent it back, you're fucked, because that without that EEPROM chip, you're basically, the speaker is inoperable. And it's also literally a chip that is, I don't know, maybe 2 centimeters, not even 1.5 centimeters tall by half a centimeter wide, with 8 pins in it.
Yeah,
that
that's
goes into that.
how cars used to run off an EEPROM.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, getting your chassis fixed instead of swapping, well, that's what you're doing with swapping it. It just there's less wait time. If you
There
want
are
specifically your
two.
chassis back, right, you just
Yes.
go into the back of the queue and you get it back whenever. It could be 3 weeks if it's somehow not a lot going on, but
Otherwise,
it
you're
goes to be
risking
9
that.
months.
Yeah. But otherwise, you're also risking that if you opt out or opt in for whatever next chassis is available, that if your paint on the back wasn't sticky and it was nice, you may get the speaker that the paint is fucked on the back of it. Because I've seen that as well. Because they don't care about the back finish, they care about the internal parts. So you don't get yours back that you've grown old with, but you get some other else's fucking kidney donation, and then fingers crossed. So that's the trick to the fives, and I'm hoping that they keep supporting those speakers because they are fantastic. It's just they are also 22 years old. But I guess sometimes we'll get into that same issue with 90s. I hope it's not far. I hope it's too far for me to worry about, but I am certain that at some point they will require some sort of a service. Now, the nice thing is, I guess, that I know how to fix them.
It's also a very different build style.
It is, and it's way more. It's much better thermally managed than any other speaker that I had seen so far from B&O.
Yeah.
Because the only ported place or parts on that speaker are where the electronics are. So there are, like, I think there are a good 1 centimeter holes. I think there's not a 12 of them or 16 of them on the bottom, and they passively cool the speaker. I have shown this long time ago, the thermal imaging of how the Lab 90s actually cool themselves. They took some thermal shots. I don't think I have them anymore, but I'm gonna take a peek and just see if I can send them to Mikey to publish or put them in the Dropbox. But yeah, they're the only ones, and also the way that they were cooling, because Jeff was not just anal about it, but apparently the rising heat from the speaker affects it by like a little whatever, half a dB or some sorts that like for me it's unmeasurable to my ear, but it's what it is. So they moved all the ventilation grills into the back. Do I have those? Dropbox, let's go here.
I mean, the 50s radiate quite a bit. You can literally feel it with your hands next to the radiator thingies. And there's 3 of them, and you feel it.
Let's go here. I got a bunch of photos. Let me just take a few pics.
If you can share it, you can click the screen share button.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let's do that. Open with photos. They're very small because the Milwaukee camera, the thermal camera that I had, was one of those first gens.
Yeah, it's like maybe 360p.
Yeah, they're very small. Window. Let's go with this. Share. So can I zoom in a little bit? Yeah. So this is a BeoLab 90 that's been running for a few hours now. I wonder if I can go to the next.
Yes.
This is the BeoVision 14 with a not Apple TV, because I had it on an HDMI matrix. So this is where
zoom in a bit, please.
This is just the receiver was from Atlona. This is the video engine part. Yeah, this is the video engine part. You can see my reflection thermally waving at myself through the glass. And then this is where the LED or the boards for the PIM boards for the what's it called? Not even the boards, but this is where the heat rises through the back of the panel. So you can see that. That's a candle, I believe, of some sorts. And this is the back of the speaker. So you can see where those grills are, where the heat rises. So these are all the fins on the back of the 90. So the woofer would be facing forward this way. There's another woofer here. And this is where the heat rises. So it just goes it bypasses the speaker completely. This is the other side of it, so you can see that the heat, you can also see how much of it transfers through the grounds, because they do feel warm to touch if you play it for a while. Next one, this is the back of the BeoVision 14, so you can see where the PIM module is for the display and how the heat vents up through. There's a video engine and the heat goes up through it. Those are very interesting photos from back in the yesteryears. These are 10 years old now, almost, or around there, close to. You have the Atlona receiver in the back for the matrix, and this is what is that? No, that's just a V132 in my kitchen, so you can see how the heat rises up the wall, and how it's hot at the top and cold at the bottom, like the passive cooling of the TV going through. Here's a BeoLab 17. You can see where the WISA module is. It's about 33.5 degrees, probably 34 if I were to move that a little bit over to the right. But you can see that it's using the entire aluminum chassis to thermally dispense the heat. You can see that from the left and the right one, right? Because you turn them upside down, so then the other one has it on the top of itself. There's my hand holding a Beo Remote 1, and then you can see that, how the cool. This is stupid shit. This is I took a picture of it. I used to have a couch, so I was laying watching a movie, and I got out of it, and there's a 17 behind it. Ice cream. And this is a glass of cold water in my bedroom back in the day. This is a moment. So BeoSound moment. This is where all the heat is on the sound heart.
This is basically the battery almost then.
Pretty much. I don't remember what this is. This is all kinds of stuff that I had plugged in for some reason. Oh yeah, this is my Braun toothbrush. and this is the Braun Series 9 shaver running its cycle, the cleaning cycle. And this is my handprint over the counter. And yeah, this is back to the 90s. Isn't that where you can see your veins and shit in your hand? And yeah, this is my car after I parked it.
Well, it's not entirely surprising with the amount of bourbon you drink.
That's it. And then you have these look like neon lights, but this is all heat. The hot water duct piping in the garage.
Oh, in Calgary.
Yeah. This is back in Calgary, and this is when the speakers are turned off. You see how cold they are on the bottom.
Yeah.
Versus what they are when they play. Can I get back there all the way to the front? So you can see how much heat there is natively within them when they play for a while. Like all that is warm.
Yeah, I mean the chassis literally do what they're designed to, be a giant heat.
Exactly. So that's but that's the thing. So
Norden had a question. I have a simple question, don't know if I have a simple answer. My BeoLab 28's fourth and went to a dealer for some updates and swapping rotor for whistling sound when curtains open and close. Now that they're back, I have a massive problem. When I play music or anything with them, the sound moves from right all the way to the left and back to mid and back to right. Sound no longer stays in the middle. They're calibrated.
Like what is it? Fluid sweet spot?
Yeah, they're calibrated same as before. It's a software configuration. It can fix it. Or did they damage something?
Personally, what I would do, I would factory reset them 3 times in a row. As soon as they come back, just fucking reset them, clear all the stuff from it.
The two arrows.
Yeah.
Down.
Step forward, step back. Just press those for 10 seconds, and as soon as it flashes orange, when it comes back to life, you fucking hit it again, and then
once it comes back, and do it again.
That's it, and that clears 99.9% problems when it comes to it. As far as, and also, I would then suggest to remove them from your account completely.
Do that first. By the way,
and do that first, and also make sure that, let's say your wife doesn't have the app opened with this shit on, because I've seen that this really does it. It does play games with you. I had that problem the other day when I was going for a service call with the Lab 8s, and I know I had hidden them in his setup so he doesn't play to accidentally one of them, right? Because they're in a power link mode. But because they were hidden on his phone and his app was running, every time I had reset up the Lab 8, it just fucking disappeared immediately from the app. And I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, is it me because I'm on the beta of the app? Or I'm like, what the fuck? So then I had him shut the thing off completely. And before he did, I said, okay, let's unhide those speakers in your app and then shut your app off completely off your iPhone. And then everything was fine. So just make sure that there is nobody else in the house, or you don't have an app running somewhere in the bathroom on an iPad that you've used a week ago or some shit. Just make sure the apps are shut down. I find that's the best practice. Maybe I'm overly paranoid, but given what I had gone through with this nonsense sometimes, I make sure that I'm the only one that has access to control and or put the speakers on the account or do whatever else with them. That's the best way to go about
I've had that as well with 28s back in the day. I don't know if it's still a thing, but where you reset them and it's still somehow, it's not reset factory enough that it still remembers Wi-Fi credentials and stuff.
Yes.
Which is like, huh? Like, what's the point of factory reset? If like, because sometimes it kept stereo pairing, right? And it just knew where the other one was. It's like, if you have a second phone, whatever, at least make sure it's off and remove it from your account. Then do that 3 times and set them up as new. If that doesn't fix it, then I would first look at cables. Because there may be some, I don't know, maybe one of your cables is not fully set up properly or connected, right? I don't know if they're on Wi-Fi or not. But if they are on Wi-Fi, also remove them from your TV.
Yeah, delete them from everything. Wireless power. Yeah. Delete them from the TV.
Because it could be your TV doing something weird, right?
Remove them from the TV and also restart your TV.
Yeah.
And then go back to sound settings menu and see if they're there or not. They shouldn't be, but just in case, I always reboot the TV as well, because then it just keeps it in the memory for some weird reason sometimes. And you wanna negotiate as many nonsense things to go around it or with it that you possibly can to clean it up. And I find always it's the best that now with the Mozart platform, from my experience, if I go somewhere where it's not a fucking brain damage to reset up the, let's say, theater with the 2 pairs of 8s or whatever, if it's just something simple, like I've had issues with like stereo paired levels, right?
Yeah.
No matter how many times I factory reset them, they wouldn't work. And then I found out that the problem was the Bell little Wi-Fi extender. Once we unplugged that, fucking thing worked no problem. So, but same thing, resetting this and that just doesn't help. So sometimes it's also, like if I go to a house, like the same thing, like when I did the service call with the Lab 8s, I fucking reset the BeoConnect core. I've reset both 8s and I've rebooted the Wi-Fi or the router, their default ISP provided router, right? Yeah. So you start from clean scratch or with a clean sheet of health bill, I guess, on everything. And then you also, while you have reset all of the products, you also remove it from the account. Now, my best advice is also to power up one at a time.
Yes.
So you don't have poof poof or which one fucking is, what's the serial number on this or that speaker, so you don't know. And I find that sometimes they compete within the app for the place of, which one is first to be discoverable. So I always, when I do the 8s, 28s, whatever, I fucking plug one in, make sure it's fully set up, and then I pop in the second one, make sure that's fully set up. Then I reboot the app, and then I stereo pair them.
Yes.
And that's the best way to go about it. Then you are guaranteed that you shouldn't have any issues, given that you also had restarted your network. So whatever is the on it, ghost and whatnot things, it just clears off.
No, the 28s don't have fluid sweet spot. It was a joke because the 8s
Yeah, no.
were.
Supposed to have it. No,
Yeah.
the A5s were supposed to have it. So yeah, now it's just pulling your leg.
The
But
the 8s were supposed to get that at the end of 24, but they still don't have it at the end of 25.
yeah, no, buddy. I'm just fucking with you. They don't have that.
Also, it's you almost it's a system where you wonder, like, does it matter if your phone is on like a lanyard or if it's in your right or left pocket? Because then your stereo is going to be offset, right?
Well, I guess you have a little bit more luck now if you buy an iPhone, because iPhone came out with the iPhone sock, the phone sock. You saw that shit?
No.
Call this, man. They really don't know what to charge money for, and we're bitching about B&O being overpriced. You look that shit up, bro. I swear to God.
What?
It's fucking Hosentragans, bro.
What?
Put it on the screen. Share it with the world, because this is bullshit. I swear to Christ on the cross, man. Whatthefuck.com. There you go. See, so that's something that you would need to get for your fluid sweet spot for $230 US. A knitted sock for your iPhone.
What the actual hell?
Looking dumb is included. Yeah. This is
oh my God.
So this is what you need for your fluid sweet spot. Once
and the
it
idea
comes
is
out
that
available.
You put it over your head and you have like a sock hanging here.
Yeah, might as well put a fucking, what's that you put on the cats, the little jingle bell and shit, to walk around like a complete asshole in your house.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so there you go. So that's something. Once the fluid sweet spot arises, there's another $230 investment for you as an Apple user to make sure that it functions correctly. So there you go. So, and okay. I think there's like 7 different colors. Yeah, it's yeah, there's a long and short version. Is that what you just saw?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. They got you covered, man. With different colors, different lengths, probably would suit you too.
Wow.
Fuck, man. What the fuck? And I'm sure they're sold out by now. So that's it.
What the actual hell?
Yeah, I think they've
lost their goddamn minds.
I think they collaborated with B&O. Norton is right. They collaborated with B&O, so I think that the fluid sweet spot is going to come out soon. And I wouldn't be surprised if on the app, if you enable the fluid sweet spot, it'll fucking throw you a picture and a link to Apple Store to buy yourself a sock, so you can walk around your house like a doofus with a sock on your around your neck, I guess. So there you go. That is my last nonsense contribution for this podcast.
I could have imagined something silly like this third party, but that they actually put their own goddamn name on it. Like,
oh yeah, buddy. No. They're very loud and proud. So that's it.
The actual hell? You have short socks and long socks and
yeah. So you can swing that shit around your hip, or you can have it tight around, I don't know, your neck. I'm at the loss for words with this. Like, I can't, you know what? And the CEOs are fucking laughing at the stupids that bought this, because this is not $230 worth.
Well, if you still live with your parents, don't let them find your sock.
It's gonna get it split in half, and fucking phone's gonna be in it. Oh my God, this is so bad.
Why is this sock crunchy? Oh, there's a phone in there.
and some else. That's right. But yeah, this is where we're headed with Apple. So
good God. Well, come and join our Discord. We can talk more socks.
That's it.
Have a very good week, everybody. Oh, let's quickly see. Did you get any coffees? No, but
no coffees.
Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next week. Love you long time, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks for watching.
And all that stuff.
Oh yeah, Bye. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.